Alright guys, I need you to take your places on stage. The audience are about to come in, so you take your places on stage.
You know those nights when you're sleeping and it's totally dark and absolutely silent. And you don't dream, and there's only and this is the reason. It's because on those nights, you've gone away. On those nights, you're in someone else's dream. You're busy in someone else's dream. Some things are just pictures. They're scenes before your eyes. Don't look now. I'm right behind you.
Ruby. Ruby! Ruby! What? Don't stare. I'm sorry.
He smells.
Ruby! I do apologize.
He smells bad.
She's not normally like this.
I am.
She hasn't been sleeping.
I have. I'm cautious. It's you, Mom. You never sleep anymore.
Ruby! I get bad dreams. I try to sleep on the plane,
Mom.
but when I did,
What's
Did I?
Hey, Munchkin. What's up?
Mom's weird.
What?
She's being rude again.
Oh, come on, sweetie. It was a long flight, I know, but we're home now.
This isn't home. This is Britain.
But you like Britain.
No, I don't. Britain's ugly. We won't pay! We won't pay! We won't pay! We won't pay!
You're allowed to
We
leave
won't
here.
pay! We won't 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 pay!
If you're flagging Martin, I'll get some coffee. I'm fine. National Insurance and Income Tax. There's a conversation we haven't had. Where's Andrew? What? Andrew's the conference.
Leanne, is this skirt working?
In Brussels.
I'm sorry? This guy can do it, that.
What? Do I take Do you have to do that now?
Oh, hi. You alright?
What?
Well, no offence, but you look a bit...
I haven't been sleeping.
Bad dreams?
What?
Me too. It's the weather. It makes you sweat like a horse.
Prime Minister?
Yes. What's your name?
Shannon.
Shannon. Do you have to do this now? Listen, just unplug it, all right?
We won't pay! We won't pay!
We won't pay.
Was it this morning?
We won't pay.
Still on that?
We won't pay.
There, Harvie.
Haven't we all? You know, I didn't vote for you.
We won't pay.
Can she work here?
What?
If she didn't vote for me, can she work?
We won't pay. We won't pay. We won't pay.
Carol's a civil servant.
We won't pay.
Well, did she vote for me?
We won't pay. We won't pay.
We won't pay! We won't pay! We won't pay!
We won't pay. We won't pay. We won't pay. We won't pay.
Well, I'm glad to see that some of you have bothered to turn up. My name is Stephen Crossley. Today, I want to talk about God. I have here a box. Inside this box is the Lord God himself. The Almighty, the Christ, Yahweh, whatever you might call him. You have a choice. Do you open this box? If you do, you will look God in the face. You will know for certain his existence, his dimensions, his absolute power and his glory. Unfortunately, once that moment has occurred, you will then burn in his omnipotence, his omniscience. Your free, independent life destroyed. You will be gone forever. Excuse me. Therefore, perhaps you think it better that you don't open this box. Instead, you live a life of fear and worship, always under the power of what might lie inside, waiting for you in the dark. So, do you open it? Do you stare God in the face, or do you shy away? For me, in time, open the box, turn on the lights and face the truth, because when you do, there's nothing there. Never is.
Toothbrush, a new shirt, and a double espresso. What's his name?
Mr. Mealy.
And what's his thing?
His thing?
Yeah, what's his thing?
I have literally no idea what you're talking about.
What's he done?
Oh, I don't know.
Look.
I mean, if you mean what he's been accused of, then maybe
for Christ's sake.
You're a lawyer, Mark. What he's done is a question for the jury.
Alice, as you rightly say, I'm a lawyer. What are you?
I'm good with words. Warwick University, excellent degree.
2-2.
So I had a good time.
Toothbrush, a new shirt, and a double espresso.
Sort of a police officer.
Right. Give me an hour, then come bursting in. Say you need me. I've got a meeting. My brother's ill or something.
You don't have a brother.
Alice, just get me out of there. I'm not at my best.
I'll say, you're late. You're never late.
Trains.
And your clothes.
My clothes? Don't even get me started. Yellow t-shirt, jeans, and muddy high heels. You're supposed to be at work.
Well, that's my thing, my style. But you're normally so fastidious.
I have bad dreams, okay?
Fastidious. Oh, a nightmare. Where the monsters.
Monsters, yep.
Oh, an explosion.
Yes, an explosion, monsters. Why? Do you have the same thing?
Same.
Dream.
Yeah, I did.
That's weird.
I know.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
No! Of course I didn't have the same dream. I don't remember dreams. I spent the night with my boyfriend.
Lionel.
Leon.
He's a big chap, right?
Absolutely, he's a big chap, yes.
I meant facts. You're odd.
I'm alternative.
Just get my things.
Go to your meeting.
What's his name again?
Enya Murphy-Mauchline.
Amir Hamidi. He's been arrested. Don't put me on hold. If you dare put me on hold, or transfer me, or move me, or do anything, I'll scream. Yeah, I'll call you back and scream down the phone. Look, all I want to know is where he is, and you're gonna find that out for me right now. Yes? Hello? Hello?
Rachel?
God. John, how can you? We thought you were dead!
Mr. Harrison, reputation precedes you.
Thank you, Prime Minister.
Take a seat.
Please, call me Dennis.
Did you have any trouble getting here through the crowd?
Oh, no, they threw some eggs, but...
Well, you can't make an omelette.
Sorry?
It's the expression you can't make an omelette without...
I can.
I'm sorry?
I can make an omelette. I'm pretty good.
What?
2 eggs, cheese, mushrooms.
Oh, you're joking.
Yeah.
Huh?
Just thought I'd break the ice.
This isn't official, is it?
Oh, no, Prime Minister. If this were official, you'd be talking to the ambassador. The president felt that if perhaps the 2 of us were to speak instead, it would be more informal.
Well, he's right so far. I'm told you have the president's ear.
Yeah, we go way back.
The president's an interesting man, Dennis. I thought we were getting on and there was mutual respect, but recently, there's nothing. Suddenly there's silence. That's not on.
He's a busy man. That's the ambassador's message.
I know that's the ambassador's message, but no one likes the ambassador, so no one tells him anything. I assume the president sent you here like this because he knows I'm tired of the message, and finally you are going to give me a reason?
It's Iran, the talks. The president doesn't want the Iranians to believe that there's a coalition between our 2 countries to build a war. He wants them to believe that there's distance between us.
There isn't a coalition forming to build a war.
Well, not yet. He's still in the extending the hand of peace stage. He's talking about new global alliances. But if that fails, the old alliances are going to be just as important as ever. So, what I'm saying is, there is silence, but you can read something into it. The silence contains an implicit friendship. You couldn't articulate that, or it would defeat the point.
So what you're asking for is patience.
Yes.
Faith.
Yes, have faith, Prime Minister. When this is over, it'll be the specialist relationship we've never had. Press opportunities, private conversations, whatever you want, you get. But right now, things between Britain and America have to seem cold. The talks are working. We stand a chance of averting the inevitable, and that's rare. No one wants a war.
All right. Tell the president he has my support.
Thank you.
For now.
Understood.
And you'll keep me updated.
Yeah, we'll
no.
make sure.
Dennis, you're the president's man, and I think you know what's going on better than anybody. So you'll be on the phone whenever I need you, and you'll be here whenever I want you. That is the price for my patience, okay?
Okay.
Good. Martine will show you out.
Been arrested. We were out protesting and got into a fight and they took him off. And now I don't know where he is. And then, you're just standing there, looking like a fucking... How did you know I'd be here?
I didn't.
Where did you go? What were you doing? How could you just leave us like that?
You and the mayor still together?
Yeah, we are still together. Yeah.
What have you been up to?
Yeah, okay, John. Let's have a little catch up. Let's sit here and talk about what's happening and what's going on and where we are right now. So I'll start. And Mia was working as a lecturer, which was nice. But then the department lost funding, so it shut. And now he's miserable as fuck. And as for me, I was doing my PhD. But I had to stop because one of us had to earn something. So now I work for a charity, women's rights in developing countries.
That's your sort of thing.
I sit on the phone, call people up and ask them for money.
Like sales.
It's begging. So what about you, John? What have you been up to recently?
Things have been difficult.
That's perceptive from you, yes. Difficult is a good word to describe what's going on.
Well, you know what? There's a Starbucks in there. I'm gonna sort myself out.
You'll come back. John, glad you're not dead.
I'm Mark, your solicitor.
You?
Yes?
I've changed my mind. I'm pleading guilty.
Look, I don't want to be here any more than you do, mate, okay? But you phoned your girlfriend, she phoned your dad, he checks the yellow pages, and here I am. Underpaid, overqualified. You might as well use me, because I'm pretty damn good.
You're a wanker.
What's the charge?
Those papers. Doesn't it say?
Can I make a confession?
Sure.
I haven't read the papers.
For fuck's sake.
Oh no, he hasn't read them! What a dick! So, the charge?
I was protesting. And this police officer was kicking my girlfriend. So I grabbed this trolley and sort of pushed it at him. One of them goes down and I'm like, shit. We weren't being aggressive, it was them. One of them calls me Al-Qaeda, he's swearing and all of that, and I'm trying to stay out of it, but...
What were you protesting against?
Student fees.
Aren't you a little bit old for that?
I was a lecturer. I got fired.
Thought you'd be a lot for it then. A bit more money in the system, you could keep your job. I had a great time at university, me. Parents paid for it all, of course, and it's before they started charging, so ka-ching. So, what's the alternative then? What would you have instead?
Graduate tax would be more
Oh, but
successful.
that's essentially the same thing. You pay it off as a tax or you pay it as a loan. Either you want fully funded universities or you don't. It's a competitive world these days. India, China, we're on the way down.
Oh,
I just find it funny that essentially you're arguing because they called it the wrong thing. I thought you must really mean this stuff. You got into a fight, but no. You're just unemployed and pissed off. But we can get you out of this. You just have to say the right thing.
your nose is bleeding.
What?
There's a whole load of blood coming out of your nose.
Shit.
Is it stress?
No.
Or coke? You go and sort yourself out.
Holley, maybe you could tell us what you did and what you hope to get out of these sessions.
Yeah, so I want something good to happen because, well, my dad's a shit and my mum gets anxious about things. And I'm not liking uni very much because, well, I haven't got any money or friends. I don't know why, I'm a good person, I think. But yeah, anyway, I was talking to my gran and she goes to this church and she said I should try the Alpha course because, well, you can't know what you want in life until you know what your core beliefs are. So, yeah.
Alright. Terry, perhaps same question for you.
Okay. Okay, my girlfriend first told me that she...
Wait, you asked me this big question and then you move on. I thought we were here to talk.
We are. It was important to hear that, Holley, but
I was opening up. I was answering.
and I appreciate that, but
Sometimes questions are more important than the answers.
What?
Sometimes the questions are more important than the answers.
And what does that mean?
it's a very good point and worth considering for all of us. Perhaps we'll be thinking about facts, certainties, and answers. It's questions, possibilities. Who are we? What are we doing here?
Definitely starting to ask what I'm doing here.
Terry, do carry on.
Okay, my girlfriend had this device.
But it is about certainties. It all is.
Holley?
There's one God, original sin, Jesus, the Trinity, heaven and hell. Those aren't possibilities. Those are given facts.
Sound very familiar with Christianity.
My dad was a priest.
I thought you said your dad was a shit.
Bible in one hand, bottle in the other. So, yeah, I have a bit of trouble believing in it all because, well, why would God let me be born into such a fucked up family? No money, shit life, when I've done nothing, absolutely nothing to deserve it.
Can I say something?
Sarah, of course.
Seems to me, Holley, is that your name, Holley?
Been here all afternoon, Sarah.
It seems to me that God allows us freedom to make our own decisions, yes? If you're having difficulty and torment in your life, maybe that's more about your attitude, your approach.
But to be fair to Holley, it's a big question that every Christian struggles with. There isn't all-powerful, all-loving God, then why is there even in the world?
And that's what we're here for, isn't it? To ask those big questions.
Yes, Sarah, that's right, exactly.
So what's the answer?
Well,
And here's another big question. Why did Jesus turn up right there? He could have saved the African slaves. He could have stopped Hitler killing the Jews. But no, he turns up right then, does a few miracles. He could turn up right now, help us out with climate, terrorism, money. But I don't see him anywhere.
Well, Jesus never claimed to solve our problems.
So you're basically saying you don't believe in God? What? That's what your questions imply.
Sally, I don't think
That's what all your questions imply.
Maybe we should take another break.
It's a Christian group, a Christian discussion group.
Yes, it's a discussion group, and we're discussing it.
I'm in tripartite lines. I want to make construction open, but you're just sat there.
It's alright. Hey.
Sorry, but I know she would understand, but she's horrible. Terry, it's your turn. I want to hear from you. Say something.
Sometimes I hear voices.
Wow.
Holley, look, maybe you should just fuck off. You're so lucky, Ruby.
I know.
Most children don't have a cook.
I know, but I do have a cook, and I prefer her food to yours.
Some children don't even have a mommy.
What does that mean? Is that a threat?
No, a threat, of course, is not a threat.
You have food you like and don't like. The cook's a professional. It makes sense that I prefer her food to yours.
I'm saying you should be grateful
To who?
that you have food and shelter and all.
Thanks, Mom.
Not to me, Ruby, not to us. Grateful that you were born into such a well-off background in the first place.
You mean grateful to God?
Yes, absolutely. Grateful to God.
I don't believe in God.
I beg your pardon.
When you say grace, I don't shut my eyes. I just wait for you to stop.
Ruby, you should be careful.
What does that mean?
It's all a matter of responsibility is what I'm saying, sweetheart. Beliefs come with responsibilities. You can't just say something like that, something like, I don't believe in God. You have to have a philosophical basis for it. You have to be able to justify it.
I can believe what I like.
Where did you get this from? It's not from me, certainly it's not your father.
I read a book.
Ruby, when these things come out of your mouth, it's not the Ruby
I like to appreciate a multiplicity of voices in my life, rather than simply relying on just my parents.
What book?
I read a lot of books.
What? Look.
Fairy Tale God by Dr. Stephen Crossley.
I really appreciate it, Ruby. If that's a favour to me. You ate your chicken!
You were shouting in your sleep last night.
What?
You were shouting in your sleep. God, God, help me. Save us, save us.
It was a bad dream.
That's what religion is.
What are you?
Just a bad dream.
He said it was a coincidence.
I don't believe in coincidence.
Neither do I, but there he was.
Didn't you say, like, what the fuck?
Of course, but he won't tell me. But he asked me about these dreams. Then we found out what he got. And as soon as we got there, he marched straight up to the front desk. I don't know what he said, but a few minutes later, they let you out. I mean, of all of the people, he was the one that we needed.
But is he alright?
What do you mean?
He's not ill or anything.
No, it's not ill. It's just John.
You alright?
Yeah,
You look good.
thanks.
I go to the bathroom to sort myself out, and when I come back, they tell me you've been let off. What happened?
John got me in.
John? And this is John. And John's what then? A friend? A wizard?
I asked them if they were going to press charges.
They hadn't pressed charges.
You hadn't checked?
Well, I assume since Daddy was willing to pay.
You wanted to help them.
Help him? No. Me? Sorry, heart of stone, okay? I'm very glad that he's out of my life, okay? Fucking over the
Moon?
rainbow. Seriously, I can do without him.
How did you sleep last night?
I'm sorry?
Been having bad dreams, no explosions, monsters, darkness. Did you say something, Rachel? What's your name?
Mark.
Mark. How did you sleep last night?
Have you been talking to Alex?
Who's Alex?
Oh, Mark, thank God you're here. You've got to come quick. Something's happened with your brother. He's really dead.
Come on.
You alright?
Yeah.
Because you never called or told us anything.
You know what we did?
Great, good, and let's find somewhere to...
No, I'm going to tell him right now. No, the first day that you'd gone, we just assumed that you'd come back, and then there was another day, and the next. And the assumption was that you'd come back when you were ready. But then it was months, and then years, and it was like, how long do we keep on waiting for him?
I'm sorry if it was difficult.
Too late. So you know what we did in the end? We buried you. Me, him, and what other people cared, which by then wasn't very many, if we're honest. But we got together, said goodbye, because we thought, if he isn't dead, then we don't know him at all, doing that to us. So, we got together, had a funeral, and said goodbye, didn't we?
Yeah.
Do you want to come out tonight? Because I haven't been out in a long time.
No, of course we don't want to come out tonight, John.
It's been a long day.
Of course. See you later. It is alright to stay with you.
I don't see why
Yeah,
you should.
yeah, it's fine.
Thanks, mate.
What are you going to do? Have you even got any money?
No, I'm fine.
What, you want to borrow some?
I'm fine. Thanks.
How much do you need, love? 30? There. Have a nice time, just this once.
Thanks, Gran.
Yes, you're young, go for your life, no regrets.
Yeah.
Oh, you always got to remember in life the most important thing you'll ever learn.
What?
Oh, Holly, look at you! All dressed out. You going out tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, dear, you're right for money.
No, Gran,
How much do you need, love?
30?
There. Have a nice time.
Thanks, Gran.
Just this once.
Surprised. I mean, you tell me you started playing again, so I assume that'll be it. No, but by this day, any word, once again, no God.
People don't want to know about what I believe. It's about what I think.
Now, people want you to be honest.
About my judgment and my views on the world.
And your belief in God informs that. Of course it does. And if your belief informs your judgment, it's dishonest not to mention it as speech on standard. It's actually anti-democratic.
One night off in 2 months, and I think, what shall I do? I'll have Stephen round. He's a laugh.
You ignore me on this, okay? You keep doing what you're doing. You're loved. The masses trust you. For what they'll want you.
Oh God, you think Latin's sexy, don't you?
Latin is wide. Greek is sexy. I can explain your success. You are your work. You're a woman of the people. For the people. I mean, it's a strain for you from minute to minute, I'm sure, but your greatest strength.
Enlighten me.
No husband, no children.
Thank God my son is dead and my husband left me.
You've got nothing to fight for except you're a countryman. It's like you're a priest. No commitments, distractions. You're married to us. People like that. Thatcher was the same.
Thatcher had kids.
She didn't give a shit about them. I mean, it's just like having no commitments to anything, but I suppose the public think men are about detachment. You know, separating their work from their home life.
It's rubbish.
Well, you don't have a home life.
I do, I get in, I put the telly on.
Friends?
Never seen it.
Do you have any friends?
Of course.
Who?
You're a friend?
Who else?
Oh, Stephen, I don't have time.
Yeah, well, don't worry, you'll manage with just the two of us. Me and Uncle. We'll be there for support whenever you need it.
We've got support, you said it yourself, I'm popular.
Personally. You're going to need solid personal backup when you're sending other people's kids to their death.
About something else.
We are never, ever, ever getting back together.
What the hell is this?
I don't know, it might be the radio, sometimes it just does its own thing.
Hey, do you still dance?
What? No.
I remember as a student you dancing so hard you knocked his teeth out.
Got in my way. No. After Simon died, I never really saw the point. I can't sleep at the moment, that's the trouble, Stephen. Every night, the same dream.
I don't want to sleep. I try not to. I stay up, put it off. But eventually you do, and there are these figures in the dark. This feeling. thousands of voices, insects. And I'm there with Rachel in the dream, and there's this feeling that something terrible is about to happen. There's an explosion, and then we both wake up, facing each other, screaming every night.
Sorry.
I don't understand. How can it be both of us? Exactly the same thing. Do you get them?
No. What are you doing today?
Well, I've got some job applications I'm supposed to fill in. Eventually I'll have to sign on to, but I don't know. Yesterday was this big moment. We all went out, got an early start, and we were all like, let's get this back on the agenda, get it back in the headlines. But then you get there, and it turns out not as many as you think, the police are being aggressive, and then after everything that happened, you come home, and you just know that you haven't made any real difference. I mean, they just sit up there in the building, and they really, I really don't think they give a shit.
Well, I'm going to the
Why?
You should come along.
What are you doing?
Come with me. Hmm?
No. I'm tired. I'll stay.
Jesus. Some girls look great first thing. Fuzzy hair, no makeup. Some girls look really sexy in the morning. But you're feral there, so.
I didn't mean to sleep over, but it was late.
Oh, it's fine. It's like having a girlfriend, really. Couldn't sleep myself. I was up before. Bad dreams, monsters, an explosion, all kinds of weird shit. Went to the living room, chucked on CSI Miami, watched 5 episodes, don't even like it. Fell asleep, dreams again, woke up.
I had bad dreams too. Monsters, explosions. It's the weather. It happens in February because everyone's stuck in their jobs doing the same sort of thing, with the same sort of problems. So we all get the same kind of dreams.
It's June. Getting up there, Mowgli. Got work to do. Do you mind 50s? How's the course going? I hope it's worth it.
Dinosaurs?
Dinosaurs? That's great. I love dinosaurs.
Yeah?
Yeah, like the Flintstones.
I beg your pardon?
You know, Fred Flintstone, Barney Rubble. We used to watch it all the time, Munchkin. You remember?
It's not like the Flintstones at all. The human records show, the fossil records show that humans and dinosaurs never existed at the same time.
Oh, sure, but it's a cartoon.
I know.
Well, these Flintstones, I mean, they went to the movies, they had cars powered by their feet. I don't think the fossil record has much to say about that either.
Yeah?
But it's okay, it's a story. It's not real.
Then it's not like what I study at school, is it?
Well,
what I study at school is fact.
You see what I mean?
honey,
She's like this with me all the time.
Like what?
have you read books?
I'm always reading books.
I mean fiction.
Yeah?
What? What about Harry Potter? Have you read that?
Yeah?
Did you like it?
No. It
Why?
was stupid.
But that's the point. You're supposed to use your imagination.
I know what fiction is. I don't mean a marjorie. I mean, it's stupid. It's not intelligent. It's for children.
Sure, but your mother and I...
Really stupid children who only understand short words like cat and apple and hats.
Honey, your mother and I, we like it. The story's interesting. It takes us out of the real world and it shows us something new. Something that makes the real world better. Maybe you should try it again?
Dad, have you seen what's going on? A man killed so many people with a gun. Hundreds of protesters executed by the Syrian government. And thousands of children starving in the Horn of Africa. There's so much evil, Dad. There's so much evil in the world. I don't have time for fun.
If you can find time to give your love to me, I will wait for you. If that's all you need, if you can find time, if ever you're free, just drive me.
What about Friday?
I'm sorry.
We should go out Friday. There's a film. It's a documentary about larger asteroids. And they reckon that instead of man versus Mars next, we might go to one of them. Some of them might have ice, water, maybe even life. What do you think? I know it sounds geeky, but it's good and you get popcorn.
It's not working.
Pepsi?
I don't want to see you.
Shitloads of nachos. What?
We don't get on.
Yeah, we do.
No.
I do.
Exactly.
Oh.
I want to call it a day.
Why?
Zia.
Because you can't just say that and then... Okay. Give me one proper reason, yeah?
Shouting or sleep. It wakes me up.
Oh. Right, shouting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well. Wait, please, wait a minute.
Okay. Right. I know this is weird. You're having a good time and everything. But I've had a thought about battery hen, okay? So there's this hen. She lives in this box her whole life. She's never seen anything else. She just sits there, and the food arrives, and the eggs get taken away. Now, her brain might be a bit smaller than ours, but I like to think she has some thoughts in her situation. What would she think of our world? She hears noises, but based on the evidence she's got, they'd just be other chickens. She'd unlikely to figure out that our keepers are actually people. She'd have no concept of us. The sun, the moon, the ground, or the sky. Therefore, limited by what she could sense and what her brain could deduce, she'd get it all very, very wrong. So, got me thinking, if we go around thinking we'll eventually work everything out, well, maybe there are things that we can't sense, we can't deduce, things that leave no evidence or no trace, things that we have no concept of. So when people say that there probably isn't a God, even when they're saying it's unlikely, well, they're just like a battery head denying the existence of the moon. We can't. None of us can, sure. What was there before the universe? What happens when we die? It's all open. Same time tomorrow.
Hi, are you from an organisation, a group?
No.
Well, I'm going away. We're all heading off and... Have you got a book?
No.
A leaflet?
I'm here tomorrow.
I'm going away.
I'll film it.
What?
I'll film it and put it on the internet. Then you can watch it, yeah?
Oh, right, thanks. What's your name?
John.
John in the Park, that's what I would call it. Right, thanks. I'm Holley, by the way.
It's me, Laurie.
Have you heard about the graph?
What?
There's this graph. If you plot scientific progress against time, you see that it's an exponential curve. Apparently the rate of progress is supposed to double every 10 years until it gets to a point where it's a straight line.
which would technically mean infinite progress in a single moment. According to the graph, it's going to happen in 10 years' time. This moment, this singularity. Thought it was interesting. Sorry, I'm a bit... My girlfriend just broke up with me. Crying and shouting at night, and it puts him off. Same time tomorrow, yeah?
Yeah.
Good to meet you.
He's with the embassy and he's working with us on this. Shall I make a start? Everyone can give me the background to the room.
Good. Because in the past, political advisors have been strangely uninformed about.
Leanne, are you strangely uninformed about Iran?
I worked in Arab countries for 5 years.
Iran isn't an Arab country.
Well,
This is what I mean.
Very good. Leanne, read the file. So, Christopher.
Thank you, Prime Minister. 3 months ago, Iran pulled out of the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. The withdrawal is a clear sign that the regime has the intention and potentially the technology to develop a nuclear weapon, which of course will change everything. The ability of the regime to act out against its own people with impunity and the balance of power with Israel. It would also allow the fundamentalist religious faction in Iran to propagate their anti-Semitic and anti-Western agenda with even more vigour. But our biggest concern is terrorism. Nuclear material and the technology were to fall into the hands of a terrorist group, it would destabilise the entire civilized world.
What terrorist group?
I beg your pardon.
Can we be specific?
Iran funds and supports enemy factions both in Iraq and Afghanistan. Their money kills our soldiers.
But no links with Al-Qaeda?
No.
But I'm just trying to clarify, because when you say terrorism...
I'm sure the Prime Minister understands the difference, Prime Minister. Perhaps we should have this meeting on our own.
The Prime Minister likes perspective.
Yes, that's what I'm providing.
I provide an opinion.
And you don't?
That's what I want from both of you. Opinions.
Alright. The US military is looking at beginning a campaign in approximately 4 weeks' time. We concur with the Americans that anything less than a full-scale occupation would have little effect on the nuclear program. May even simply encourage them to speed it up.
There's no way we can stand back and provide military support for some kind of homegrown revolution.
Much too slow and unreliable, I'm afraid. No. The only way to do this is to get into the country quickly and physically dismantle every last piece.
All or nothing.
That's correct.
Can I?
Leanne?
The British people ask why spending millions on a war a long way away, when their hospitals are in crisis, the libraries are closed, and their sons can't go to university. They are protesting their thousands, and I don't know if you could survive.
The public don't have the long view, Prime Minister. That's why they elected you. Let me be clear. If we get this wrong, there will be serious consequences for decades to come. We've tried everything else, but the Iranian intentions are clear. They want the bomb.
They want respect. It wasn't so long ago that Britain and America were funding a war against them. We're trying to build up trust.
And your talks. How are they going?
They're going well.
My counterparts in the Pentagon don't have much hope. A waste of time. That's what they say.
That remains to be seen.
If we did it, casualties?
Minimum.
Not just our troops, I mean everyone. The invasion, the aftermath, British, American, Iranian.
Prime Minister, I'm reluctant to confidence.
I very may well have to pick up that phone and condemn a large number of people to death. So is it not reasonable for me to ask how many that will be?
Of course.
100, 500, 5,000?
I hope that the Iranians themselves will welcome back.
100,000. That's what they're telling me. Assuming this will take years to accomplish. 100,000 dead. Prime Minister, the talks are working. We sincerely hope this will all be academic.
Thank you, everyone. Carol, can you get one, please? because we are just wannabe bitches.
No, not now. Get out. Go away.
We've given up and we went all through. Class, unkindness, inequality. We glamorise violence, lost off the infinite riches. And we all feel it, but the question is why?
All right. Good day. What? What?
I really don't want to be the boring one.
What?
I really don't want to be the boring one. But you've been sat here all day reading the Guardian website and watching John's videos. How is he getting on?
Good. People are actually starting to write about what he's saying.
Good. And you've been posting and tweeting and all of that, and you've had a nice day, which is good. But this is the bit that I really don't want to be the boring one in this relationship. But have you picked up the shopping?
Okay.
Called about the washing machine? Done the light bulbs? Well, no. We can see the answer to that.
I just got into this. I mean, have you listened to him? Have you actually sat down and heard what he's got to say?
And when would I have time to do that?
Look, Rach, I know we've talked about this ever since university, but the moment when something changes, and John's saying these things, and people are listening to him, because he's taking everyone out of the little things like washing machine, the light bulbs, and he's making it feel like there could be something more.
So what's wrong with our house? I like our house. John, we were just talking about you. Amir says you're becoming really famous.
You've been working hard.
Yeah, I have.
That's good, but I think you should stop now.
What?
For the evening, stop.
What do you mean? These weird, abstract instructions. Is my energy level a bit high for you? You could sort out my chakra. Okay, I'll stop. What now? Shall we do a trust exercise?
You find it difficult, don't you?
No.
See?
What? Oh, fuck off, John.
Look, you two stay here, right? I've done the shopping. I'll get what we need. I'll cook. You two put your feet up.
I was just going together.
No, you two stay here. My turn. Right?
Cheers, Nick. From the airport.
Yeah, sorry, it's a bit of a mess then. I think I scared your daughter.
No, she should be apologising. Everything scares her.
Well, she's a little girl.
I'm Sarah.
John.
Hi, John.
Is that your house over there?
It's the property of the US government. My husband. I think it's prison. What are you up to?
Well, I'm going to the park. Every day I go and, well, we You sit and talk about things
Who's we?
when anyone is around.
That sounds nice.
You should come along.
I'm not supposed to leave the house. We're high security. If I want to go shopping, I have to make a phone call and this man come round, all dressed in black. They look after us.
Well, maybe you can sneak away. What we do?
Maybe.
You know, last time you weren't sleeping very well.
The dreams.
How are they now?
Do you believe in God, John?
Well, I believe there's something, yes.
Do you believe that sometimes you should go with your instinct? Sometimes you should do what you think is right, even if everyone around you thinks you're mad?
Sometimes you have to do what you believe is right.
Yes.
If it's important.
I think she could tell you were a good man, and she didn't like it. Bye, John.
Bye, Sarah. Okay. There are things we want. We want the very best healthcare and education. Free at the point of use for all. We want to narrow the gap between the rich and the poor, both here and across the world. But with these things we are told, this is just not how the world works here. You are naive if you think any of it's possible. So we shrug and walk away, instead learn the comfort of the downbeat, the safety of irony and pessimism. We sleepwalk from weekend to weekend, looking forward to the simple comforts. We earn, we buy, we live, we die. We earn, we buy. This, we are told, is enough. Central heating, delivery, shopping, bread and circuses, wine and HBO. Well, I want you to know that these may be the facts on the ground, but the ground can be changed. To find out what you want to do and go for it with all your conviction. And don't care if you seem outrageous or stupid. So, believe in God, or in science, or in each other, or in whatever you want. But through believing in the impossible, you might just make it happen. That's all that's needed in the end. It's belief.
So,
Steve.
I live in Notting Hill, actually now, John. I walk into town, I attend my meeting, and upon the ambling back I see this crowd of people just gathered together, reminding me of the political rallies of my youth. And I go to investigate, and what do I find? Oh look, well, there's an election. Of sorts. Envy a bean, Joe. Did you no good running off like that? Made you look guilty. And your friends, well,
Your eyes are red.
yeah, it happens at my age. It's a selfish thing to do. I mean, don't think, I personally, I would refer to it as a lot of things far worse off than selfish, but at the very least, it was selfish. To abandon everyone, you must agree. That's what you're up to. So you come back, preaching. And what are you here to talk about? God? Does Ruth know? Hear that? Told her? Of course you haven't.
Hello.
Holley, this is Stephen Crosby. He was my lecturer at university. Taught me a lot. Yeah. Stephen famously goes around claiming that there probably isn't a God. which, considering any definition of a divine being, is a weirdly unintellectual and unprovable statement to make. And if there's one thing that Stephen can't stand, it's things he can't prove. But he's a good man, and he can drink a lot. This is Holley. She's collecting email addresses, and she started a new website, and she had sex with money.
What? Shut up!
You said you're alright with it.
Yeah, I am.
Well then.
John, let me give you a number.
Hi.
Oh, hi.
Sorry to interrupt. Oops. My name's Shannon. I've been hearing about your speeches, so I thought I'd come down and myself.
Hi, Shannon.
I think they're really... You're right. I've quit my job. I think we need to do something.
I'm sorry, you quit your job.
Yeah, I hated my boss.
How do you do it, John?
I beg your pardon.
She quit her job. The way things aren't running, who does that?
I am standing right here.
What is all this? The park, the speech, your little friends. What are you up to?
Have you been having bad dreams?
John, I've got a personal number. You'll get straight to me.
You haven't answered my calls. I see you every day on my lunch break, go around with your clipboard. Why didn't you get back to me?
I don't...
You don't what?
I don't like it.
Okay, you don't like it. Well then why didn't you say?
I was scared.
Of what?
Of you.
Oh, hello. Good. Saw your speech.
Mark.
Saw the website too. It's funny. This is supposed to be funny, isn't it?
Just fuck off, yeah? This isn't anything to do with you.
Really, Mark. It's okay.
Excuse me?
It's okay.
Right. Well, I've got to get back to the office. You know, job, money, Holley. Call me, yeah?
Right.
I'm late and there's a call saying that the famous atheist Stephen Crossley is staying at number 10. What's going on?
Thought you ought to know.
What?
John's come back. I saw him. Gave him your number, so he should call you.
What number?
Your number. Your personal.
I'm late. I have to go. It's bedtime.
I'm reading.
You've read enough.
I'm nearly at the end.
You can finish it in bed.
I don't want to finish in bed. Once you get to bed, you start to fall asleep, and I want to think about this. Mom, do you read books?
Of course.
I never see you. What's the last book you read? What you do?
I'm your mummy.
I mean, what you do for a living?
I run a charity.
On Thursdays.
Yes.
In the afternoon on Thursdays. Between 2 and 4:30. I'm reading a book about emancipation, and it seems to me that it's okay for women to go out in the world and make something of themselves. In fact, to me, that seems a good thing, and it's been followed by generations of women in the past. But you don't do that. You stay in with me, and even when I'm at school, you're still here. Maybe if you read more, it would take more of yourself. You know what Enya Foster says in the room of review?
Ruby,
We read snow when I'm alone.
it's your bedtime.
No!
I've had enough.
You should read!
I'm not alone.
You should read more!
It's time to listen to your mommy.
Why don't you like me asking questions?
You're not a good child, are you?
You always get angry when I ask questions.
You're not good.
Why don't you like me asking questions, Mom? Is it possible for a daughter to be cleverer than her mother? Mom! Mom, please! Mom! Mom! Mom!
You know those nights when you're sleeping and it's totally dark and absolutely silent. And you don't dream. And there's only and this is the reason. It's because on those nights, you've gone away. On those nights, you're in someone else's dream. You're busy in someone else's dream. Some things are just pictures. They're scenes before your eyes. Don't look now. I'm right behind you.
Edith, the door was open. Edith,
Oh, Mark, didn't see you there. Go and get death.
they're going to drop the case.
What?
They're going to drop the case.
Is this your girlfriend?
I'm Alice, Mark's assistant.
Do you have a girlfriend?
We spoke on the phone.
My granddaughter, Holly, she's about your age.
The bank have been persuaded to stop.
What did you tell them?
They thought that this was your house.
I rent it.
I know, but they thought that you owned it. When I proved to them that wasn't the case, they agreed to drop it on one case.
Maybe you should go out with Alice. She seems like a nice girl.
He's not my type.
Look, can we carry on?
Oh, Mark, well, I was stood outside in the queue for 5 hours and there was no seats, no one was helping, and it's a shit bank.
That's no excuse for throwing a shopping trolley through their window.
They did far worse to me.
Right, okay. Edith, you're not allowed in any branch from now on.
Suits me fine. Do you wear those shoes to work?
Yeah, I do.
Shoes say a lot about a person, dearie.
Really?
And your shoes say I'm a fucking idiot. Don't take me seriously, whatever you do. So how much do you charge me then?
I'll send you an invoice.
Found a paper, I could put it on eBay. That's the start. Mark.
Fine, just forget about it.
What?
Don't worry about the money.
Oh, if only. Money, yes, money. I thought the world was going to hell in a handcart, another factor making everything worse. But then my granddaughter, she showed me this. She's been making these videos.
Don't tell me.
It's this Nancy. He goes into the park and he stands there and look how many people have been watching him. Thousands. That's where she is now. I like him. His name's John.
What? If you look at his speeches, and you cut the letters from right away. 13. Get in again.
You tried it?
People have, yeah. Because 13s are lucky in almost every culture. Apparently there's these insects that live underground and only come out every 13 years. Because 13s are the least likely mathematically to coincide with other insects' breeding patterns.
This on the internet?
Yeah.
Talk about Iran.
What?
Well, they're all going to say it's going to kick off soon, so what do you think about that then? Let him talk. Come on, what do you think? What? Where's he going? See you then.
Right. Do you want to come round mine? Tonight? I've got a telescope.
I beg your pardon?
It's new. I saved up to look at the, stars. So we could, do that.
Yeah.
If you wanted.
Okay.
You will?
Yeah.
Shit. Good. Do you know much about it?
About what?
Ron?
Not really.
Hey!
Hey, how's the flight?
It's good. Missed you. How's Munchkin? Where is she?
In bed, reading. She's never out that thing you gave her.
She's a good kid. Hasn't she got, ballet or something this morning?
She didn't want to go.
Really?
Last night she said, in the morning I want to stay in bed and read.
Oh, but she likes ballet.
Well, then you go have a conversation with her, Dennis. If you don't trust me that I've done my best,
Hey.
why don't you go in there and ask her? What?
Still the dreams? You should take those pills.
They don't help.
Oh, hell, I have to go.
How's everything at work, is it? Okay?
I love you. We'll catch up when I get back tonight, okay? All three of us.
Ladies and gentlemen, Iranian regime. What I'm here to talk about today, simply put, it is brutal. These people have clung onto power, rigged elections, tortured, murdered and repressed their own people in their thousands. And they have been shown to actively support terrorist organisations. Now, as you can imagine, this regime is deeply unpopular with the majority of Iranians who are, by and large, young, educated and desperate to choose their own future. These people know how their freedoms are curtailed. They know what they are missing. They are desperate to put an end to this oppression, but their voices are silenced, their numbers reduced with violence, imprisonment and death. And let's not forget to consider, as the Moors have, the woman. The woman here tonight, if you were ignoring in, you would be possessions. If, as a woman, you cheated on your husband, you would be stoned to death. If any of you find yourselves interested and wish to see someone being stoned, I can direct you to the World Wide Web. Maybe you need assurance that what I say is true. But I leave you with a warning. It is utterly horrific. And it takes this poor young woman a very, very long time to die.
Where do I start? Where do I begin? How do I start?
How's the trip?
Good.
Spoke to the president?
Yes.
Yeah.
What did he say?
Let's just stop. Take a minute to breathe, because I can't believe that.
You've read the transcripts. I'm sure your people have spoken to you.
Don't need a minute.
The feeling in Washington is that these talks are always just stalling for time.
I know what I think.
The president's had enough.
It's like everything John's been saying.
John? No. John's not here. Let's stay on you.
He feels this is the moment.
We should do it.
War?
Yes.
I see.
This is an opportunity. You haven't been there. You're not allowed to speak your mind. The punishments that the regime hands out are medieval.
Well, if that's the criteria, there's a long list of other countries.
You'll talk to him yourself, but the president wanted me to talk to you tonight to test the water.
Government-sanctioned gangs pulling people out of cars for not dressing correctly. Doctors, academics, arrested for speaking out.
He wants to see how you're feeling.
How I'm feeling?
That's right.
And there are young people like us, sat in rooms like this, watching TV. And they'll be praying that we go out and help.
You've got family over there. You want them bombed.
How I'm feeling?
You want to throw the country into civil war.
That's exactly what John says about purpose. I'm tired of sitting back and just letting them...
Yeah, well, you would know about sitting back.
I give an order, and then within hours, people are dead.
I thought you believed in the rights of women,
Of course.
but only in this country.
I'm not sure that a genocidal war will benefit women in any country, but seeing as you know so much about women and their rights.
I don't know what to say. How am I feeling? I don't want to go to war, Dennis, but if it's necessary,
When did you start talking to me like this?
I absolutely will.
When did you entirely lose respect?
So how am I feeling?
I don't know.
Ambivalent.
Right.
Right.
But since you ask, it's probably to do with what you're advocating. John wouldn't want this. No one we know would want this. Massive invasion of a country that hasn't attacked us. Hundreds of thousands dead.
The people I know are ready for sacrifice.
But this isn't them fighting. This is us, with troops and planes that flatten blocks and villages. Amir, I don't know where to start if you're stupid, or naive, or right-wing.
No. No. You can't shut up. You telling me and being clever and sneering all of the fucking time. You wonder why I wake up screaming in the night? It's got nothing to do with what's going on up there. It's probably being sat next to you all fucking night. With all these problems in your head.
Ruth,
I'm sorry?
John was right.
can I call you Ruth?
What? Yes?
You talk, you shout, but you never really listen, do you? You never just stop.
Do you have anyone? Anyone you can talk to? Because from what I see, can I say this? From what I can see, you're on your own, and you're under a lot of pressure. Everyone knows you've been through a lot. And these people you're surrounded by, all your advisors, I don't know how much they understand about your feelings. If ever you needed someone to talk to, anyone, I think we get on.
All right then.
What?
Harrison, there's a call for you. Your wife, apparently it's urgent.
I'm sorry, Prime Minister. We can talk about the options.
Thank you for your offer, Mr. Harrison. But you're right, I am under a lot of pressure. Considering my delicate emotional state, I think I'm coping with it quite well. And on top of that, the fact I'm a woman and everything.
That's not what I meant.
Not what I meant.
I know what you meant. I'll make my decision when the time comes. Go talk to your wife.
Yes. Yes. Let's put an end to it.
They say there's been no sign of forced entry to the house.
So where is she? We're good parents. Why would she do this to us? Dennis, I'm frightened.
If she had any sense of anything,
We should call her friends.
they don't know anything.
Shouldn't you be at work?
Honey, our daughter.
But it's important.
I'm not going anywhere until our daughter is found.
Why?
What?
Why has this happened to us? Didn't I treat her right? Pray.
She'll be fine.
Pray with me. Please, God. God, save us. Save us from darkness. Save us from damnation. Save us from evil, from the end, from death and pain.
That one.
Save us from what we fear.
It looks like a hand.
Guide us to salvation.
Who's the one that was at the edge?
Show us how to live.
The edge of what?
Show us the light.
The universe.
Bran? Hello? Bran, he's gone. Where's gone? Apparently, the infinite number of parallel universes of each possibility that ever happens played out. Every possibility.
You say that to all the girls.
Yeah, I do actually.
Come on now.
I think that's where you go wrong.
Hello? Yes? I can't...
Today I've read the papers, watched the television.
You may think I'm alarmist. I'm exaggerating.
Seen the pictures we all have. Heard what's being said.
When I imagine what might happen in years to come, what terrifies me the most.
Stop.
A thermonuclear theocracy.
Instead they say I'm going to stop.
What's the problem?
Go. Get out. Get out!
Bran,
Take her on to pieces, bullets and bombs, just so we know for sure.
where are you?
Just so we're safe.
Are you okay?
They don't know love. Nothing like it. And before you say anything, I'm no woman, no money. What's the worst that can happen?
We all understand we know our leaders are telling us, but the question is why. And how does it feel?
When you say ended, you mean
I don't know. It just nothing works anymore, does it?
Nervous?
Bran,
Sick?
are you okay? Yes. Sorry, love, I'm just feeling a bit... Bran?
Alone? Me too. So we have to act together. This is the moment. We'll meet a march and we'll send a message to Parliament that says we do not want this war. A message that says everything has to change. This is the moment we get better. This is the moment it happens. Yes. In our name. It's a bright day. It's a passionate day. It's time to throw things away and start again. From this point forward, this country will no longer simply be a nation of failure, of guilt and insecurity. Instead, we will be a nation of principle, strength and peace. We will demand things that we've been told are out of date. Things like kindness, politeness, welfare, equality. Things like society. And in contrast to what our generation has been told since the day we were born, we don't think it's foolish to believe rather than doubt. We don't think that ideology is dead. We don't think it's all about pragmatism and compromise. Because like the best of men and women before us, we will aspire and yes, we will dream. There can be no progress without belief. Belief in the capacity of mankind. Belief that we can be more than animals, more than warlike tribes pushing each other out of the way in brutal competition. Now the older generation, as they always do, will tell us we're naive. Trust us, they say. We know that change is impossible. Well, they always say. And it is up to us, with truth and hope and vision, to show them that they are so wrong. We have been moved into action. We have a way forward for this country, and today is our first test. With modern technology and old-fashioned solidarity, we can empower the Iranians to follow the example of millions of young people across the world. To overthrow their rulers and seize their country for themselves. Our generation is speaking with a clear voice, stating that one does not need violence to change the world. One needs passion, communication, and conviction. So today to our government, we say that charging in and starting a war is not how we do things anymore. Instead, in our names, in this time, we communicate to people in every home, in every place. In our names, we can reach out and empower them, not batter and destroy. In our names, we can all be better.
In our name!
In our name!
In our name! In our name! In our name! In our name! In our name! In our name! In our name! In our name! In our name! In our name! In our name! In our name! In our name!
He's always doing things so right. What does he want, do you know?
It's got something to prove.
Maybe. What if it's worse? What if he needs it?
In our name! 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 In our name!
Well, I didn't see this coming. When I was a student, we went to Trafalgar Square and got kissed. We just wanted a bottle of diamond white. That's as far as that competition went. But you lot, you said let's go to the square for a party, and you get what? $500,000?
I don't have time for this.
You said I was scary.
You are.
I'm helping your grandmother for free. But she didn't think I was scary when I was getting her off vandalism charges. I never actually made you do anything, you know. So what? Now? Am I scary now?
Yes.
We agreed it was a win-win situation, okay? You were very empowered by it all. But now you're just saying that whenever it happened, every time I paid for it, you were just putting up with it.
Yes.
But you see, that's not the same thing.
Mark.
Look, it's not, okay? I mean, putting up with it is not what we agreed. You need to be careful.
Careful?
Of what? Of when you're saying things, of what you imply.
Now you're threatening me.
No! I'm not threatening you. I'm not saying you need to be careful because I'm going to hit you or something. I'm just saying you need to be careful of what you say because you said I was scary, okay? That can go around in someone's head, okay? It can have an effect.
Mark, you're a bastard. You say it yourself.
Fine. That doesn't mean I'm into rape or anything.
I'm not saying rape.
That's what you're implying.
I'm not saying that, but paying girls for sex is...
It's a deal.
a deal.
Jesus.
Oh, no. Do not give me that. It is a deal. A deal that you instigated in the first place. Jesus, half the women in the world want us to take them seriously. The other half say don't believe a word we say. Oh, when we're saying we're fine with it, Mark, we're obviously not telling the truth. We just want you to look after us and respect us and take care of us as women and don't believe a fucking word. No means no, but yes does not in any way, apparently, mean yes.
You know it's wrong, but you do it anyway.
See, the thing is, though, the simple thing is, Holly, right? You fucked this up. This whole bit of your life, okay? You fucked it up. And you feel guilty about that. And that's fine. But you got to take some responsibility for something!
Men.
No. Anyway, I'm not here for you.
Why then?
Bad dreams again. Where is he?
It's a phone call from Carol, just testing the water.
Why do it at all?
Well, we have to do something. Public support is growing, blanket television coverage. I have to do something.
The people elected you. They want you to be decisive. Get the police out. Done it before.
They're not being aggressive, they're not being violent.
Not yet.
There's no harm in listening.
By listening, by looking, by acknowledging his existence. In that way, you give him power.
Yes, Martin?
It's about Dennis. They're charging his wife.
His... God.
I'm looking for him now.
How old was his daughter?
11.
What was her name? Martine, her name?
I just told you.
Oh.
Ruby. Her name was Ruby.
Leanne. Send a message. Anything we can do.
I would advise that you stay very distant from the whole...
Keep me updated. Any word back, Carol?
Back?
From the square?
No, Prime Minister, it may take some time.
Why?
These are young people, Prime Minister. Easily distracted.
No, thank you.
Why have we got this far?
John, if she saw how many of us there are...
Yeah, I tell her a thing or two.
She's watched the television. She's seen our numbers, and now the two of us have to sit down and talk, face to face. And maybe we'll get what we want. So, gonna make a call, Richard.
Okay.
Thank you.
What are you going to talk about?
What do you think?
Simon?
Why now?
What?
I've been here for weeks, and he's not mentioned. Not really. Not until now.
Because you're seeing her for the first time.
You miss him. So do I. These people are here for a reason. We are not going to talk about Simon. We're going to talk about a change of direction. Something new in this country.
But she might not want to.
Amir! You wanted me to support the war, and then when I disagree and we take the square, you change your mind. Why? What persuaded you?
You?
Well then, trust me.
Sorry, don't want to interrupt.
Mark.
You remember my name? Good. So, the thing is, I keep having these dreams, the same ones that they're all having. I'm not sleeping, I'm not working, I'm not doing much of anything, to be honest. And the more I thought about it, the stranger it seemed even back then, remember? You looked at me, and you knew. You looked at me, and you could tell. Yep. So, my life is basically fucked. I'm not talking about this month or this year. I'm talking about not talking to my father again after an argument and then him dying. I'm talking about cheating on my girlfriend who I love and then her walking out. I'm talking about jeopardising a promising career by just turning up, just reeking of booze, and then she, Holley, she thinks I'm scary. You know, maybe I am. And then all of these dreams and the mess I was in, I prayed. I haven't prayed a day in my life. But I was in such a mess, I found myself getting on my knees and I prayed, I asked for help, I asked for forgiveness. And someone answered. And it was you. It was your voice. Isn't that weird? So, the thing is, I need to know now what's going on, okay? Because I'm about this far from hitting the fan, okay? From the fucking edge of what I can do, okay? So you need to tell me now.
It's okay.
What?
Really, Mark? It's okay.
Okay! What was that even? Oh, thanks for the words of it. Okay. Shit.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
Yes. They said yes.
So that makes him...
Apparently he also does miracles.
Miracles.
He knows what's going to rain.
That's not a miracle, Martine. That's a bloody weather forecast.
Monster, it's important for us all to convey that we think this meeting is a very bad idea. And whatever happens as a result of this meeting, we cannot take responsibility for. None of us. Your political advisors, communicators,
Nothing like support.
and civil service.
Really nothing like support, Carol.
If you come out of the meeting giving something away, you'll lose credibility. On the other hand, if you don't, people will say you're patronising and arrogant.
I understand. I'm on my own. Carol, just make sure Stephen's here, please.
Is he still...
Yes, he's still in number 10 and needed to lie down or something.
where?
I don't know.
Prime Minister!
Carol?
You've invited a young man with no credentials except his ability to cause civil unrest into the heart of number 10. Somewhere around the building, but we're not sure where, is a highly controversial sleeping atheist. Outside the window, millions of people are protesting in the streets, and the leader of the free world will call at any moment to see if he wants to go to war.
That's right.
Clear the room, please!
She said clear.
Martine?
If you want to know what people think, it's you. Tweets, news, updating all the time. Prime Minister, I think you're right to listen to him. I've been out there, heard him speak.
You have been sleeping, have you, Martine?
I don't mean this politically, but over the last year, it feels like it's all falling apart. In the country, across the world, where people have gone wrong. And I think I heard everything. I think he's good.
I want to tear you to fucking pieces for what you did to her. That's what I want to do. There are are people out there that would stop me from doing this. But I want to tear you apart for what you did. I told them that you were protesting your innocence. They think this is a diplomatic matter, but they'll soon find out that you're guilty as hell. Why did you do it? That's what I want to know. I don't want to see you again. I never want to. Wish they'd kill you in this country. Don't care what happens to you. I just want to know why. You found her in pieces. Cut up with a knife.
You believe in God?
Yes, I do.
You believe there are good things and evil things in this world?
Good things and evil things.
Good people and evil people.
Yes.
And what would you do if you found out there was an evil person in your house? An evil person you had created? People say about Hitler all the time. What would his parents do if they knew? Well, I knew Dennis. I knew what she was going to grow up to be. This is better. I may have taken a life, but I've saved more. I've saved so many people from the things that she would do.
You don't have any idea what she would have
But
done.
if I did, if I could.
You can't.
But if I
You don't!
Dennis, I just want you to reach out and touch me. To say that although you may hate me and I might be the most lost creature that ever walked, that you still see me as a human being. As someone who deserves at least a little compassion.
I should be working. I should be in there. Okay, they're going to invade, and they're going to go into this wrong war, and I was the voice that was holding them back, but now I have no hold over them. A lot of people are going to die tonight, and it won't be because of Ruby. It'll be because of you. You're the evil one.
Please, just touch me and then you can go. There was a reason! There was a reason I
Hit 'em all, switch it up, put it on and step it up. Let my perfume soak in their sweat. Say you'll be soon, so not better. Pushing forward, you said no. I got this game, baby, there you go. Follow my lead, what you wait for? Start it over and decide it and hide it from your mind. Feel my own.
You said it was just going to be us.
We've known each other for so many years, and I prefer if Stephen was here with us.
Stephen, you alright?
I'm fine.
You're ill.
A little.
Cancer?
What?
Is it cancer?
Well, I haven't completed the test yet. But, we aren't here to play doctors, are we?
Where did you go?
Away.
Away?
Yeah.
Where? We all thought you were dead.
I know.
There were people that cared about you.
Not that many.
What about your friends?
Not here to talk about Simon.
Fine, let's talk about you. Where did you go? Look, John, it's fine, we have time. I don't see why it's such a big secret. I just want to know who I'm talking to now.
You know me, Ruth. I'm exactly the same. I've gone away, I've grown up, I've worked a few things out, but I'm the exact same person. And what about you? When we were younger, we thought you were amazing. Radical in your party, a Tory, but campaigning for all the right things. Closing tap loopholes, social improvement, forcing the banks and corporations to pay their fair share. We hated your party, but we loved you.
I know.
You've been in power 2 years for what you've done.
It's not as simple as you might think.
I know it's not simple. It's difficult even when you try, but I've studied everything you've done and it's compromised. Again and again, less and less. And you know what? That's what this is here today. It's compromise.
You think war is the easy route?
There is another way.
She's doing her best.
Stephen.
She's old enough to speak for herself, Stephen.
Yeah, you're not there. She's old enough, she's an adult. She takes responsibility. Doesn't have the privilege of going off on some extended gap year and then coming back and just complaining. She has to balance income. She has to find ways to reduce the gap between rich and poor. And all the while bringing this short-termist and increasingly fickle-minded electorate with her. It's not simple, it's coming in here with a to-do list.
It's even in the way she speaks. John, she's lost something. Why can't we pay more tax?
People don't want to.
Make the case.
It's been proven.
It hasn't been proven. Make the case.
Come on, John.
It's been proven that if you go to the electorate with raised taxes, you will lose.
That's what's happened recently, yes, but that's different to proof. Just because recent leaders haven't managed to persuade the people, why have you given up?
Oh, John, you're so vague, it's endearing.
If I'm a parent and I want my child to be able to go to university without spending their whole life in debt, if I feel uncomfortable with the NHS falling into largely private hands, who can I vote for? Where's my candidate?
John.
Where are the politicians who are questioning the idea of choice?
John.
You're in pain. You need an operation. You don't want choice, you want delivery. Where are the politicians demanding all this, again and again, less and less, because we're not naive anymore? Because this is the only way that works.
John, there's something else we should be talking about.
Where are the ideas, Ruth? Where are the dreams? We should be electing leaders, not managers. I told you we're not here to talk about something.
You never
You
said
asked me-
anything about Simon.
You asked me where I've been. This is where I've been. This is what I want. Where are the politicians demanding all that? You, Ruth! That's who you were! When we sat up till 2 on New Year's Eve and we had drunk too much whiskey and ginger, and you used to smoke a bit back then too, and you told me, you said you weren't one of the boys, you were gonna shake things up. We'll start today, take the difficult route, and don't go to war.
Sometimes things don't go as you planned.
Of course.
Things happen that you don't intend.
No.
Sometimes life just gets in the way. Do you understand?
I'm not here to talk about Simon!
I never said anything about Simon!
Ruth, it's not actually too late to do something people will remember. Something that will change a generation.
It is, John.
No.
It is too late. You think you're suggesting something new? Something radical? Almost all of what you're saying is impossible. High taxes may stifle economic growth. That is just a fact. And the 20th century has proven conclusively, and yes, it is proof, that the introduction of a tax-free market capitalism into a country system not only raises the people's quality of life, but also intrinsically leads to a greater social and political freedom.
For the rich.
At first. Eventually for all.
That's a big eventually. They're still waiting in Russia, South Africa. We could argue we're still waiting here. Chances of rising up the ladder in this country have sharply declined in the last 30 years. And you know why?
Yes. Yeah.
Smaller government, free market. That's welfare and
I
opportunity.
could debate that. There's increasing population and decreasing resources. You were here to talk about Iran.
I'm here to talk to Ruth.
Ruth is listening.
Yes.
She's fascinated by us.
I like the perspective.
Exactly. Okay, now, John, Iran's nuclear intention is something else completely. Okay, you criticise us for saying you're naive. Well, that's difficult. Or you out there, you sound it. You sound like children. Your criticism is that this feels wrong. But to that I say, of course it does. It's war. People are going to die. War always feels wrong, and it should. feel wrong, but you know what, kid? The world is nasty. Okay, the civilization that you live in, every single tiny aspect of Western civilization is built upon the progress and protection that came at the cost of blood that your ancestors fought for. And even though it felt just as long then, and no one wants this to happen, but we have to be strong enough and proud enough to say that we think our values are better than theirs. Our values of freedom, democracy and equality.
Well, I question whether equality is currently one of our values.
And we have to be intelligent enough to know that these things are not given. We do not inevitably get better. There's no God, no divine justice. Good does not always win out. Neither the ancient monarchies, neither Stalin or Hitler. The only way that we get better is if we work, sometimes we will fight.
Stephen?
Well, let's stand up and proclaim it loud. Our ways are better. It's better than theirs.
Whose?
The Iranians.
The Iranians.
The Iranian regime. Our systems of power and law that we have enshrined for ourselves are morally superior. We don't make our women hide themselves. We don't beat our children. We don't stone adulterers. Homosexuality is legal. We give everyone the vote. We are happy to coexist, agree to differ, but not where the bedrock of our foundation and our moral principles are at stake. We cannot allow men we wouldn't trust with our sister to have access to a nuclear weapon.
That sounds a bit racist.
Absolutely not.
Well, who are these men?
What?
Who do you imagine these men are? Stupid, uneducated Middle Eastern.
No, it's quite the opposite. Overprivileged, well-educated, middle-class men who thrive on corruption and torture, who cultivate a culture of hypocrisy and fear for their own selfish desire. And there have always been these men, these overgrown children of the world, and they should be disciplined. But no, you let them have the bomb.
No.
Oh, what's your alternative?
It's a different world now, Stephen.
Really?
The world you're describing is the world of the ballot box. Him or her, left or right, vowels and binary choices. But to me, to us, that way of thinking is ancient. My generation isn't apathetic anymore. We're voting every second of the day.
And how does that stop Iran getting the bomb? It's like we just sit back and hope.
We sit forward. We don't raise a fist. Any government can ultimately not govern without consent. With modern technology, people have more organisation and more information than ever before. It's no longer possible for governments to lie. Therefore, armed with the truth and the capacity to be heard, it won't be long before the people speak out. In Tunisia and Egypt, the people spoke out, and the voice of the people is the voice of God!
John? I don't trust either. By all accounts, the Muslim brotherhood is pretty damn tech-savvy. Well, what I saw out my window earlier today might seem easier to organise than ever. Talk about bloody flash mob.
What are you saying?
What are you saying?
We have to believe in something!
Why?
Because the only message at the moment is money, success and power! And it's like a Big Mac you told to eat it, but afterwards you still feel empty. You wonder why those people are violent and lost and rioting? They haven't been given a reason to live. Now, I'm not saying God, but we have to believe in something, a motivation, a drive. Those people in the square think 1,000 different things. But today there is something that they don't share, that this is wrong and we can do better. See now I get letters, emails every day from people all across the country. Soldiers, businessmen, old women, all asking for something better, a new idea, a change of direction. They don't want this war. The people of Iran don't want this war.
Let me explain something to you, John. I don't think you've ever comprehended. If you allow this technology to get out now, there will be no ideas, old or new. Everything, John, everything will be destroyed. Yeah, Armageddon. The end of reality. No light, just darkness. I'm talking your language now. Mystery, apocalypse, these all seem concepts remarkably familiar to you. I'm told you think dreams have meaning. It's only coincidence, just follows you around.
Maybe.
And you said I had cancer. And they just say that.
I saw it.
Magic, no?
There are things we don't know. Ruth believes in God, don't you?
Stephen, maybe John has a point. Maybe there are other things we could do. You were always a fan of rushing in and kicking up a storm.
We refuse to take control of this now. Our grandchildren will look back on it and see it as the greatest failure of our generation. Far larger than climate change, potentially bigger than the 2 world wars. Terrorist nuclear explosions at any place, any moment. You imagine that, the constant fear of death, any time, any place, that's utterly unavoidable.
Stephen.
There will be no freedom in that world. True freedom is only assured from politics and government. We have a parliamentary democracy for a reason. Nothing good ever came from literally handing over power to the people.
Stephen.
Civil war, atrocity, modern war.
Stephen.
Don't give power.
Stephen. Stephen, look at me.
Give power to Parliament.
Go to the hospital.
To the experts. And people
Hello?
stupid.
I want a car and a doctor on that door
They
now.
cannot be trusted.
Thank you.
And they can shout as loud as they want.
Martine! Can you show Stephen out, please?
You keep your head. Don't be drawn. This is all an act.
What was it? You're guessing, right? So I had a kind of breakdown. You didn't ask, so I thought I should tell you. After he died, everything in my life changed, as I suppose you would expect. Stopped working, started just staring into the distance. And I kept thinking that any minute he would walk through the door and it would all be a huge mistake. But no, he was gone forever, and I knew that there had to be a reason, but you said to them that it was an accident.
I'm not here to talk about Simon.
This is about Simon. Of course it is. Don't you dare tell me that you wouldn't be out there if it wasn't for him. You think you can run away from your past? Well, you can't. You're so much better than you. You talk about belief. Well, he had real belief. He had belief in people.
Ruth.
What happened? That night?
You want me to tell you?
Of course.
There was drink, there was smoke.
He didn't smoke.
He did.
You gave them to him.
That night, yes, but he did smoke. There was alcohol, there was weed too, Ruth. We were students, that's what students do. We sat on the stone bridge and he wondered if he should jump in. What would it be like?
You wouldn't have said that. You said that. That's the sort of thing you would say.
No, it was his idea! I could have stopped him. You're right. I could have stopped him, but I didn't. I just sat back. I just stood back and watched him. He jumped in just like they do on the Mayday, just something we've seen him do 1,000 times before. It was dark and he hit something. You know what happened after. It happened in seconds. Washed down the river.
You never even talked to me about it.
It wasn't my fault.
You ran away. You felt guilty.
He would have stopped you.
You don't know that. You don't know what he would have done.
I'm not him. I'm nothing like him, I agree, but he should have been here. He would have talked to you. I don't know why it happened. I don't see a reason in it. But I imagine a universe right now where he's still alive. I imagine that this is all just a computer game, a fantasy, a projection, and he's still here. You know, given the evidence, there are possibilities. But if he is gone forever, that means every man in the Iranian army you killed tonight is gone forever. That means every woman, every child, every piece of collateral damage is gone forever. This isn't about feeling, this is about the very nature of who we are, the kind of things that make life worth living. What you're doing is empire, it's territory. I think you know you're making a mistake, Ruth. And Simon would know it too.
You didn't see the baby. You didn't see the child. You didn't see him grow. He would never do anything like that until he met you. And now this? You come here. What are you going to say to those people if I go to war? What are you going to say?
I will tell them to stop work. I will tell them to think of the people of Iran. But Ruth, I need you to go out there and tell them that you'll listen to what I have to say. That we will not bomb Iran. Instead, we will put on new ideas towards a new approach. Something that will change this country for the better.
You're threatening me.
Can't happen.
You don't know that. You don't know. You were there. You saw him. What did he look like? Please, I'm his mother. I need to know.
Stood on the bridge and behind him was the night sky. He lifted his arms up to jump him. I don't know if it was the moon or whatever, but it was lit up bright. Then he fell and screamed. And then silent. But in that last moment, before he jumped, he was happy.
Hello? Yes? Oh, look. Yeah. Okay. You want to know what I believe in, John? This is what I believe in. The grey area. The bit between. To any difficult problem, there is never the right solution, there's only ever the best solution. So this decision, when it is made, it will never be a question of right or wrong, it will be a matter of judgment. I'm the most popular Conservative leader this country has had for decades, which you might say is hardly an achievement, but I want to try to explain something which I don't think you've ever fully understood. Why a nice person like me would be a Tory. Why am I not on the left like a normal, compassionate human being? Do I not care? Am I heartless? No. Of course we have to have compassion and feeling and emotion, but it's not those things that have created everything you see around you. Every piece of clothing, every principle, every free democratic principle. Every building, every company was created not by taxes, by the market. Think of your Riot, Facebook, Twitter, profit-making companies. It's the most basic democratic principle of our Western civilization. It's what makes us productive, it makes us happy, and it's my solution to a nasty world, John. Opportunity, hard work, and in the end, yes, you're right, self-interest, looking after your own first, because if you can't do that, you can't help anyone. And that's what I intend to do in this case. Look after my own first. I am the elected government representative of this country. And you're right, it is my job. And I choose to look after my people first, and to let Iran get their hands on nuclear weapons is totally unacceptable. I absolutely believe in progress, and this is what this will be. We will stop generations of death, destruction, and pain.
This doesn't make it better. Simon would still...
You're right.
Still...
Simon would disagree with this, and you're right, it has nothing to do with this. This is my job and my decision.
So you're going to make the call in 5 minutes?
5 minutes.
Then he was down on the phone.
Look.
I saw him at the airport first, and then later, outside my house. He said sometimes you have to listen to your instincts. Sometimes you have to do what you believe to be right, even if everyone else tells you the opposite. He saw what I was struggling with. He told me to come watch him speak. John knows me. He sees. I did the right thing. John knows. I did what was right.
She cuts her daughter to shreds with a knife, John. Her husband's in the embassy. And while there's no way, legally, that this could be released to the public, he's very keen.
If you believe in what you're doing, you don't need to do this.
I'm getting my communications to circulate everything. Our involvement with Simon, your involvement in this. To be involved in one death could be a mistake. But two, it's too much of a coincidence, even for you, John.
I had nothing to do with it.
20 minutes.
A lot of people are going to die tonight.
I know.
You've been having the dreams too, haven't you?
Of course I have.
The explosions, the darkness, the monsters are screaming every night.
We dream about things that aren't real all the time, John. I have to call the president. 18 minutes.
She's listened to everything I'm about to say. She's told me the bombing will begin overnight. Now at 5 o'clock, you're going to receive a link to a message with a video and some information. When you watch it, when you read what they have to say, it will make you angry. But before you take out your phone and see what's happened, remember how you feel right now. Because It's not the object of belief that's important, but belief itself. Today we have failed, yes, but there will always be failure. The terror goes on, the nightmares continue, and thousands of children and men will die in Iran tonight. This can happen again, but remember, it's not about you, it's about me. And the passion, and the conviction, and...
Dad filmed it, and I was watching it, and I just thought, how did he, this kid smiling and messing around in the mud, how did he become this?
If we have a kid, he can have the dreams too.
What happens?
And we wouldn't know, because we've got kids scream anyway.
No, I don't sleep well. How could I?
I wake up terrified, and I roll over, and I just think Dennis was right.
I think the drinks have something to do with it.
I do need someone. I do.
I thought I'd know. I thought you'd help. So I worked out it was going to be important to know. That's what got me listening to him in the first place. I thought you'd help me, especially with these rooms. So I followed him. On the TV, the internet, protests, speeches, the riot. And then obviously a decision made. We were sent in. And it was, well, what you saw. And pretty soon we were in charge. Security, you know. All lessons learned from Iraq. And then I'm on this roadblock. And I've got this far. And I haven't actually had to shoot anyone. Covering fire, but not actually at anyone. And I'm on this roadblock. And then there's this woman. And she's coming towards me. And I've been ordered not to let anyone near, because they might be, you know, suicide bombers and all that. So I shout to her, get back. But she's still coming towards me. And she's running now. And I've got my gun up. And I'm gesturing and shouting, get back. But she's just coming closer, faster and faster. And I can't risk it. So I open fire and I shoot across the chest. One goes in the head, she's down quickly. Looks blood. You know what I can't deal with? I still don't know. No doubt she didn't come from. She did have a knife. But they did go for self-defense to do some proper damage. In the end, we can't say she was good or evil. Why was she running? And that's what I wanted to know from him. I'm ready to fight. To protect the people I love. My way of life. But now he's gone. And he's all just left us all to work out for ourselves.
Yes, are you coming back next time?
Right, okay, so everyone, okay, let's go. So next term, by the way, I'm going to say one of the best youth introductions everyone.
In our name!
Absolutely amazing yesterday. Absolutely. Totally blew everyone away.
Any cheers?
Yeah, quite a few. Particularly in the Charlie thing.